For as long as I can remember, my stepmother, Linda, has always had a knack for turning every event into her personal stage. From small family dinners to big milestones, she somehow manages to twist the spotlight onto herself. But what she did at our recent family reunion was the tipping point, and boy, did it backfire spectacularly. Let me start with some context. My dad married Linda when I was 12. At first, she was charming, always offering to help, bringing little gifts, and acting like she wanted to bond with me. But it didn't take long for her true colors to show. Linda's world revolves around Linda. She thrives on attention, whether it's positive or negative, and she's a master manipulator when it comes to playing the victim. Fast forward to this year. My dad's side of the family decided to host a reunion, the first in nearly a decade. Everyone was excited. My grandparents, cousins, aunts, and uncles were all looking forward to reconnecting. Since my dad and I lived closest to the venue, we offered to help organize. Linda, of course, volunteered herself as coordinator, claiming she had a natural talent for event planning. Spoiler alert, Linda's idea of event planning is making everything about her. From the get-go, Linda took over every aspect of the planning process. She dismissed other family members' suggestions and insisted that her ideas were better suited for the occasion. For example, when my grandma suggested a simple potluck, Linda vetoed it in favor of hiring a catering company, one owned by her friend naturally. She also insisted on renting an expensive venue instead of hosting the reunion at my uncle's spacious backyard, which had been the original plan. By the time the reunion day arrived, Linda had micromanaged everything. She assigned herself the role of host and even created a schedule that included a special tribute to her for all her hard work. Yep, you read that right. She planned a speech about herself. The first few hours of the reunion were pleasant enough. The food was great, the decorations were nice, and everyone seemed happy to catch up. But then Linda took the mic. She started her speech by thanking everyone for attending, and then seamlessly transitioned into a monologue about how much effort she had put into the reunion. She went on and on about how she had single-handedly organized everything, how stressful it had been, and how she hoped everyone appreciated her sacrifices. Brace yourselves. Linda's about to make this reunion all about her. The room fell silent. Most of the family looked uncomfortable, but a few relatives politely clapped when she finally finished. I thought that would be the end of it, but no. Linda decided to take it a step further. She announced a special surprise she had prepared for the family, a slideshow. At first, I was hopeful. Maybe it would be a nostalgic look back at old family photos? Nope. It was a slideshow of Linda. Pictures of her at various events, posing with different relatives, and even solo glamour shots. She narrated the entire thing, describing how each photo represented her contribution to the family. By the end, even the polite clappers were struggling to hide their irritation. But the cherry on top came when Linda announced that she had also organized a family trivia game, which unsurprisingly featured questions mostly about her. One of the questions was literally, "What is Linda's favorite color?" Another was, "How many awards has Linda won for her volunteer work?" At this point, I could see my dad's patience wearing thin. He's a quiet guy who avoids conflict, but even he looked like he was ready to intervene. Before he could, though, my cousin Sarah spoke up. Sarah has never been one to mince words, and she'd clearly had enough. She stood up and said, "Linda, this reunion isn't about you. It's about all of us as a family. Can we please move on?" The room erupted into murmurs of agreement. Linda, clearly caught off guard, tried to laugh it off, saying, "Oh, I was just trying to make it fun." But Sarah wasn't having it. She replied, "Making it fun doesn't mean making it all about you. Let's focus on spending time together instead of playing trivia about your life." Linda's face turned red, and she muttered something about how ungrateful people were. She stormed out of the room, leaving everyone in awkward silence. My dad followed her to try to calm her down, but the damage was done. The rest of the reunion actually improved after Linda left. People laughed, shared stories, and enjoyed each other's company without the constant tension she brought. When the source of drama leaves the room, the party finally begins. The fallout didn't end there. Linda spent the next week sulking and posting passive-aggressive comments on Facebook about how some people don't appreciate hard work. She even claimed that she had been bullied at the reunion, conveniently leaving out the part where she hijacked the event. Eventually, my dad had a serious talk with her. He told her that her behavior was unacceptable and that she owed the family an apology. Linda refused, of course, saying that she had nothing to apologize for. My dad, to his credit, didn't back down. He told her that if she couldn't respect other people's boundaries, she wouldn't be invited to future family events. To this day, Linda hasn't apologized. She's been noticeably excluded from several gatherings since the reunion, and while she complains about being left out, she still refuses to take responsibility for her actions. Meanwhile, the rest of the family has grown closer without her constant drama. Looking back, the reunion was a turning point for everyone. It showed us all that sometimes the best way to deal with entitled people is to call them out and set firm boundaries. Linda's antics may have caused some stress, but in the end, they brought the rest of us closer together. Entitlement only gets you so far. When the family unites, even the biggest attention seeker can't steal the spotlight. What would you have done in this situation? Let me know in the comments.